Hey everyone, it's Deanna,
Aaron,
and Celeste, and you're catching up on this week's episode of Two Brunettes and A Gay
on the podcast.
Good morning, Adelaide, and welcome to another episode of your Two Brunettes and A Gay on your Saturday morning. Yes, you are hearing this episode started by Celeste, which means one thing and one thing only. The man that you all know as the gay is not with us today.
No, I was just thinking as you did the intro, like my ears weren't ready to hear your voice start the show.
Weird,
it's
right?
So weird.
So weird.
Yes.
So it's just your girls today.
He's abandoned us. He's gone to Melbourne for the Lady Gaga concert.
The Lady Gagas.
I know, and we are missing out for like the first time in history because
we haven't missed a Lady Gaga concert yet.
Not yet, not since the very first time she came to Australia.
Yeah, which is wild because the first time we saw her in concert she was the support act for the Pussycat Dolls.
That's how long ago it was.
That's how long ago, but she wasn't big enough to have her own show, and now look at her. I mean,
but I do remember her upstaging the Pussycat Dolls even as a support act. Like her production was far more fancy.
I think that was where we first actually fell in love with her as an artist, watching her, and she just played piano, and she was just it was a masterpiece. So that's where Aaron is today. He has left us for the Lady Gaga concert, the traveller that he is. Mm-hmm. So although he's probably listening, I mean he's always listening. So Aaron, we hope you're having a fabulous time in Melbourne so far. I know the Gaga concert hasn't happened yet, but we look forward to hearing the debrief about that. But you've got your sister duo here this morning, so plenty for us to fill you in on. First and foremost, let's address the elephant in the studio. That sounds terrible. With what I'm going to say, Deanna, you're on maternity leave.
Thanks. I'm now the elephant in the studio. That's fantastic. You're lucky. You asked me like a few months ago, does it bother you when people, say that you're getting fat when you're pregnant? And I was like, no, it doesn't.
Not at all how I meant it. I meant it in the studio because you were the general manager of the studio. But literally the way that came out.
No, I'm officially on maternity leave-ish. I do have a couple of things to finish off.
We love an ish.
I do have a couple of things that I got to finish off, next week. But realistically, it's now in the hands of our new general manager. Well, she's not a general manager here, but the person who's in charge of the office for now is Emma. And I'm very excited to hand it over to the new team that we've put in place. So yeah, that's it. I can start the wind down process, which is good because when I went to one of my appointments this week, she was like, you're 32 weeks now. You need to start relaxing and preparing for the birth.
Yeah.
Like, well, good timing.
So very good timing. So there's that big piece of news. I've also had just one of those mornings. Like, a few months ago, Aaron said he had one of those mornings where he was like, this is it. This is how I go out. It wasn't like I didn't have a health scare, but I went for a walk this morning. Just wasn't feeling great. Got up and I was like, I'm going to go for a walk, take the dog for a walk. Went for a walk. I fell over twice.
What do you mean fell over though? Like fell over?
The first time I tripped over a paver.
Okay.
And I went, tumbled.
Right.
And
but you didn't hit the floor?
Didn't hit the floor.
Okay.
Caught myself. The second time I slipped on a gum nut. Underneath my shoe and I was like, that's it.
Did you fall on your ass though?
No, both times.
You managed to find your feet both times.
And I was like, I go walking every day and this has never happened to me twice in one day. What does this mean for today? Maybe it just means that I got my shit out the way early and I'm just going to have a brilliant day.
Maybe you're going on a trip. Well, you are going on a trip, actually.
I am going on a trip in a few weeks. But I was like, honestly, is this how we're starting off the day, universe? Let's get this shit together.
Let's hope that it doesn't mean anything for the show.
Yeah.
And that the show's not, as exciting as slipping on a gum nut.
I know. So that was my start to the day. But, it's also the silly season. We talked about this last week, that Christmas burnout that we are all feeling. And it occurred to me this week, and I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion or if this is something other people feel too. I kind of wanted to ask, do you sometimes when you get to 2 weeks out from Christmas, 3 weeks out from Christmas, start to get that feeling of sadness because the idea of Christmas and the preparation of Christmas and the lead up to Christmas is more exciting than Christmas itself?
No, I've never felt that. But you know what I do get?
What?
I get sad thinking about the fact that it's going to be over soon, and then we've got to wait a whole year for this time of year again.
That's what I mean. It's like Christmas Day, which is the day we all like prepare for and look forward to, is almost kind of sad because it's like once today's over, it's all done.
Yeah, and then there's like this massive anticlimax afterwards, and then you're like, oh, cool, so I got to wait a whole nother year to be... I don't know, like, I know that we complain about Christmas burnout, but I just love that people are still in a good mood at this time
agree.
Of year, generally speaking.
Something about the lead up to Christmas and the parties and the idea of like holiday soon, or we finish work in a couple of weeks, or that whole is more exciting than Christmas Day itself, and I don't know why. So look, we've got a big episode for you today, even though Aaron's not here. Deanna, we have a story about a very awkward encounter. Mm-hmm. And I really look forward to unpacking this because you just mentioned this to me before the show, and I am just like, I don't even know what I would do in that situation.
I know.
We also put up a very interesting poll on our socials yesterday about some weird food cravings, and there was a picture of a certain sandwich that was sent into our group chat, our Two Brunettes A Gay group chat, by one of us. And it set the group chat on fire, and we put a poll out to see who that sandwich belonged to. Who do the listeners actually think was eating this?
And it set our stories on fire
meal
a little bit.
It did, and very, very interested to get to the results of that poll. We've got a brunch bitch coming up for you. We've also got a Christmas discussion that we have to have because we're in that season. So plenty more coming up with the show today. Stay tuned, and we'll be back with you after this break.
You're listening to Two Brunettes and a Gay.
So I have this very awkward encounter that it actually wasn't my awkward encounter. I'm stealing this awkward encounter.
Yes.
Right? But what happened was last week, and Mum told me this story, so thanks for the story, Mum. I told you I was going to write it down. Yeah. So basically what happened was Mum went to a wedding last week, and I don't know if anybody else is. This is probably a more common situation than you think, right? But I just don't know what I would do if I was in this situation. So basically, Mum was at this wedding, and she was sitting at the church, so the beginning of the wedding, and a couple of seats down from her, there was a lady who was middle-aged, maybe 50s, 60s. I don't know exactly, obviously, what her age was. And she was wearing the exact same dress that the young bridesmaids were wearing.
Oh, no. It's terrible.
Now, obviously, the age thing doesn't really matter, right? Anybody of any age can wear what they want. They should be able to, and it's nobody's business. But what would you do? I think about this as myself, and I think, I feel really sorry for that lady. What would you do? Would you keep wearing that dress? Or would you be like, oh, my God, as soon as we leave this church, I'm going down to Rundle Mall shopping, or I'm going home and I'm changing before the reception? Because this was, in an Italian wedding situation, like it's a church and then there's a break and then there's a reception later. So there was time in between the two. It's not one of those ones where you go there and it's like 4 o'clock and you have the ceremony and then you go straight into the reception.
Yeah, you can't leave.
What I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I think I would get changed. What would you do?
Look, I feel like in our age bracket, you have to get changed.
Yeah,
you have to. We wouldn't be that far off of the age of the bride. I think the bride was young, if I'm correct in saying, maybe in her 20s.
Yeah.
But even still, there might be, 5, 6, 7 years between me and the bride. I could not. If I was wearing the same dress as her bridesmaids, I just feel like it's too confusing. People might think you're a bridesmaid. It's so awkward.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
Right? You would be confused as being part of the bridal party, and I just could not imagine being like, oh, no, I'm not part of the bride. No, I just would not want to deal with that. But because this woman was older, I guess...
Maybe it works in her favour.
Maybe there's not going to be that same confusion, although awkwardness of people being like, oh, God, she wore the same dress as the bridesmaids. Maybe it's safer if people think you're a bridesmaid rather than dress the same as them. But she could probably get away with it for longer or more than what we could, I think, anyway, because she's not going to be confused as part of the bridal party. With that being said, though, I think regardless of my age, I would still feel so... Like, again, as the older woman, would you be like, oh, my God, I'm wearing the same dress as 20-something-year-olds?
Yeah, well, I mean, like, you know what? Weirdly enough, I do feel that way even just being in my late 30s. Like, I'm very conscious of whatever the 20-year-olds are wearing. I don't want to be wearing that.
Yeah.
I want to grow, like, I'm still happy to express myself as young and free and funky, although at the moment in pregnancy it's just whatever fits. Doesn't matter if it matches. But, you know, usually speaking, like, I want to present myself, a certain way.
Yeah.
But I want to age gracefully. If maybe that's just me, but I want to age gracefully. So I think it really depends. Like, a lot of it depends on the actual style of the dress for me personally.
Yeah. Can we get a picture of the dress? I want to see the dress. I feel like I need to see the dress to be like, oh no, like she could, like someone in their 50s or 60s, or is it like, oh God, why did she choose that?
Well, yeah, that's true. Like, it does depend on the dress situation. It also got me thinking though, like, okay, if you're like not close with the bridal party, then you might be able to get away with it more than if you're a close family member. Because if you're a close family or friends member and you're in like a lot of pictures and things as well, that would make it more awkward. And also, what are the chances that you actually, with all the dresses in the world, pick the same thing?
Right. Like, because obviously, you never would assume that you're picking the same. Like, where did she get the dress from?
Yeah.
Where did I don't know. There's so many questions here that go through my mind. I just feel like at my age currently, that's all I can speak on. I'd get changed.
Yeah, I would get changed too. So
100%.
Consensus.
I'd be so interested to see what our listeners would say to this. Maybe we'll chuck up a poll this week and ask. And even like, I'd be interested to know from a male's perspective, if you were wearing, like, let's say the groomsman had on like a specific suit, maybe a specific colour that was like quite identifiable as the groomsman. If you wore the same suit as a man, do you feel the need to get changed?
No,
or
I feel like there's a total
bothered?
double standard here. Because firstly, it's a little less noticeable.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not a man, right? Boys maybe weigh into this conversation. If you're listening, like, send us a message on Instagram. But I feel like males wouldn't feel the same pressure that females do.
Interested. There you go. Well, maybe we'll chuck it up as a poll this week. We're addressing a poll in the next segment, so we like our polls here at Two Brunettes A Gay. That sounds... We like our polls.
Our polls. We're
Deanna, unfortunately, has had to take a break from the poll at the moment because she's pregnant.
Exactly. Yes.
But stay with us because, yes, that's definitely an answer we're going to have to come back to you with. Okay, so...
First, a shout out to you, Celeste. Celeste is learning the panel at the moment, so...
And she's bloody brilliant. I'm not currently on the panel.
No, but she was before.
I was before. I'm not currently on the panel at the moment. Look, okay, want to talk about this. We posted a picture yesterday of a certain meal that was consumed by a certain member of this trio.
Yes.
That picture was sent into our group chat by one of us, right? And the other two were like, this is a travesty. This is just a disgrace of a sandwich. What's going on here? And we thought, what a great piece of content to actually, number one, ask the listeners who they think this belongs to.
Yes.
And number two, what are the weird food cravings or weird food combos that you have, or, you know, that stuff you like that other people are like, that's
what
just
is wrong with your
disgusting.
brain. Yeah.
Right. Okay, so let's address the poll first. So we asked the question.
Let's describe the sandwich.
Let's describe the sandwich. Okay. So the sandwich is 2 pieces of bread.
Right? Like whole grain
bread,
yeah.
Right? 2 pieces of whole grain bread with peanut butter.
Yeah.
Apple slices, red apple slices, and sultanas. Okay?
Look, it's not an entirely weird combination.
It's a weird... Anyway, I don't want to give too much away, right? So with a whopping 67% of the public vote as to who this sandwich belonged to, Deanna. Deanna took 67% of the vote. And I'm going to assume that a lot of people are thinking this is a pregnancy craving of yours.
They must be, yes.
Well, I'm here to shatter that for you all that voted for Deanna. Disgrace on you. That sandwich actually belongs to the gay of this group. That is one of his hot girl dinners.
That is 100% a boy sandwich. There is. Let's address this, right? Because I'm offended. Because even if this was a pregnancy craving sandwich, firstly, for those who know me, you should know. Well, maybe those are the people who voted against and me. You should know that I am gluten intolerant, so I cannot have whole grain bread. Firstly,
I want to actually say this. I think what really got people is, number one, the fact that you're pregnant, and number two, the fact the sandwich is vegan. So it could have belonged to any of us.
Yeah, it could have swung anyway, right? But firstly, I can't eat whole grain toast. Love to, can't. Secondly, the peanut butter is not spread evenly nor to the edges of the sandwich.
It's very haphazard.
Celeste and I are both particular with the way that we spread things on our... Well, Celeste doesn't barely even eat bread, so that's why you got the least of the votes.
Yeah, I think most people would be like, Celeste wouldn't eat bread.
No, right?
But shame on you. I wouldn't. But why do you know that about me?
I would never be so haphazard with my peanut butter spreading.
And crunchy or smooth?
Oh, I like smooth.
I think so do I.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I like smooth, right? Apples, slices in... apples are neutral, fine. Not specific to me, but sultanas. Me and Celeste both peeve sultanas.
I actually, sultanas aren't, the be-all and end-all for me. I don't really like them, but they're fine. But in a sandwich?
No.
That's just
Sultanas
that's criminal.
ruin everything. Why people continue to put them in things, I do not know.
But you know what a lot of people so I was having this conversation with my husband, and I think a lot of people are like, it's kind of just like a deconstructed fruit toast.
Pretty much, yeah. That's why I said to you, it's not
apple.
an entirely weird combination.
No, it's not. But the fact that was a dinner,
yeah,
one of Aaron's hot girl last minute dinners. You know what, Aaron? We need to talk about your food choices because that's just not on.
This is what he survives on when Mark's away.
I know. So, yes, the sandwich did belong to Aaron, who got the second percentage of votes. I was definitely last. I think I had 7% of the votes, which is obviously nothing. So, yeah, you got it wrong.
People were even messaging, though, going...
Yes, I got messages. Must be a pregnancy craving.
No, I'm offended. I would never put together such a monstrous sandwich.
I know, right? Okay, so then we actually asked the question, weird food combos. Because people have some questionable things. And this is some of the responses that we got. Okay, salt and vinegar chips with Maltesers.
I can see how that works.
You know, because I don't mind popcorn.
I can see how that works.
I don't mind popcorn with chocolate, so it's the salty and the sweet.
Yeah.
I get it.
Chips and chocolate, no, it's classic. No, that's not weird.
I get it.
That's classic.
Yeah, that one for me, again, it's a different combination, but I get it. The salty and sweet, people love it. Hot chips dipped in a chalky sundae.
Oh, no. Oh,
it comes down to the same theory, though.
But it's taking it too far.
It's the same theory. It's the sweet and the salty that people love.
No, it's taking it too far.
Okay.
No.
Right. What about this one? This one's pushing the limits for me. A sandwich with peanut butter, lettuce, and beetroot.
No. Beetroot and peanut butter.
Oh, look,
I can even maybe tolerate the peanut butter and lettuce, but not with the beetroot in it. I like beetroot and I like peanut butter, but I don't think I can do it
peanut butter and lettuce is odd, though, but is lettuce that different to apple?
Was beetroot that different to apple?
And as well, if you have peanut butter with celery, lettuce, they kind of go hand in hand. The beetroot does throw it off.
The beetroot throws it off.
But I will say, I was a fan of a beetroot sandwich when I was a kid.
You were. Actually, you would just have butter and beetroot.
No butter. I hate butter in my sandwiches.
Right.
Do you even know me?
No, I've forgotten.
Hate butter in my sandwiches. Beetroot and white bread, top notch. Put that on your menu, Aaron. That's something you need to try. Deanna,
and I had a weird one.
You've got a weird one.
Which is one that recently Brent, my partner, told me about. And you know what? A lot of people listening are going to go, this is not that weird. It's an English thing. So, and I've heard of it before, but just knowing that people actually do it just freaks me out. Which is, I don't know what it's called. I think there's a name for it, like a cook-up, a fry-up or something like that.
I think it's a fry-up. I could be wrong. I'm not English, but...
where I think it's traditionally English people, but it might not just be, who will take whatever leftovers are in the fridge at the end of the week, no matter what those leftovers are, and then crack a few eggs on top of them and just make an omelette with, like, I don't know, stir fry or spaghetti or whatever's left over, whatever's possibly left over in the fridge, and they just make a random leftover omelette out of it. And I just think, oh.
I think you're not the only one that thinks that. I think every Italian listening to this program right now is just about to keel over.
Don't pour yourself another bubbles. We'll be back after this.
Who do you brunch with?
Your besties.
And what do you do with your besties?
Bitch.
It's time for the brunch bitch.
So this week's brunch bitch is mine. And look, I want to pre-frame this by saying I am not in any way ungrateful, right? I'm definitely not ungrateful. I feel super blessed. I had my baby shower last Sunday, and it was brilliant. Thank you again to Celeste for organising everything and making it.
Good afternoon.
It was a lovely afternoon.
You know, just a wholesome, like...
It was.
Wholesome
I wanted
day.
something very, very simple, because what was important to me is who's there, not what it's all like, you know, fancy. And it's about, the older I get, the more I'm like, I don't care if we all sit in the backyard together as long as the people are good.
Yeah, as long as the vibes are there.
That's right. And so we had it lovely, you know, down the beach. Weather managed to hold out for at least while we were there. We weren't on the beach, but we were at a place on Henley Beach. And wonderful. And I love everybody that was there, and I'm super grateful for everything. But I don't know if this is a cultural thing or if it's just a some people thing and an other people thing. Again, if you have an opinion either way.
You're trying to be so diplomatic.
I am trying to be no, because it's genuinely. Because, again, my partner is like, Brent disagrees with me on this, right? I had a registry, and I went to a lot of effort to... like, have that registry, like, put it together in the time frame, because when Celeste sent out the invites, which was what, like 7-8 weeks before the baby shower.
Yeah, 7 weeks.
I hadn't had the registry ready, and she was like, people ask you for the registry. So I got the registry together, and if you've had a baby before, you understand that there's a lot of research sometimes that has to go into what you put on the registry, because you don't just want to pick a thing. You want to look at the reviews, see which one people are recommending. You know, if you're fussy like me, and this was the biggest thing, if you're fussy like me, there's a lot of things that my registry is at Baby Bunting. There's a lot of things that Baby Bunting stocks that I wouldn't buy. I like things to be organic, natural fibres, low tox. You know, I'm very specific about what I'm going to be putting on my baby's skin or around my baby. Even my maternity bras, they're like organic bamboo. Like, I'm fussy.
Yeah.
Right? I'm fussy with what I eat, etc.
Yeah.
And so the feedback I got, well, when I got a lot of presents, is that people were like, oh, there was just so many things that, you know, were on your registry or weren't on your registry. And so only about 50% of the people at my baby shower actually bought something off my registry. And then the other half went and just bought things that they thought I would like/need of their opinion, not was on my registry.
Yeah.
Now, firstly, is it not customary to just buy something off the registry? Because I always do religiously.
Yeah.
Even if I leave it to the last minute and I have to buy the shit bits that are left, I will do it because that's what the person has asked for.
Right.
Secondly, isn't it implied that if it's not on the registry, it's because the person has other plans for that item?
As well, like, I think there's, like, is there a misconception that because you're a new mum, you don't know any of this stuff, so that you don't know what you need? And is that like a little bit offensive? Are you like, excuse me, I research everything down to the T.
Yeah.
Like, if you know you as a person, you know Deanna is one to, like, research everything. You think that I'm not, like, preparing myself for a child?
That is maybe.
Fire up, Deanna. Stop being so diplomatic. This is a brunch bitch.
No, because, like,
no, you appreciate the fact that anyone has attended and gone to the effort of buying you a gift.
Nobody has done anything out of malice, right? I get that. But I just feel like it's customary that if somebody has a registry that you just respect their wishes, because if I didn't care, I wouldn't have got a registry. Do you know what I mean? And I went to an effort to put extra low-cost items on there so that people didn't feel obligated to spend a lot of money if that wasn't in their budget, because it's not about how much they spend.
Right.
It was just that I had curated everything that was on that registry, and I have ended up with doubles of so many different things, but I've got the people who bought...
Deanna's lost her microphone.
There was my microphone. I have ended up with the people who bought the specific ones, the things that I wanted off of my registry, and then people who have bought me duplicates of the things that were on my registry but in different brands that I'm going to have to give away because I won't use them on my baby.
Look, and maybe the silver lining in this is the fact that you can like gift or not re-gift, because you're not going to re-gift this stuff, but donate to people less fortunate who might not even be able to afford that stuff.
Yes.
And so you can pay it forward, which is beautiful. But the point that you're making here is the fact that if there's a registry, buy what's on the registry. Listen, I'm going to give people, because I get it, I 100%, like I've not obviously had a baby shower with a registry or anything like that, but I have gotten married and I have done the whole bridal shower with the registry thing.
Yes.
And lucky I pretty much got everything on that registry. But I do get it as a Italian, like it is kind of blasphemous to just buy whatever you think.
Yeah.
Not following the registry. Like Italians get like super, it's weirdly offensive.
It is.
And it shouldn't
also,
be.
well, if you don't, for whatever reason, then you just give money or a voucher for the place.
This is what I'm getting at,
Yeah.
right? So if you don't want to buy anything off the registry, which is kind of weird that you have an opinion on someone else's registry. Anyway, just get a
That's
voucher.
part of it, isn't it?
Get a voucher for the place because you're like, well, they're definitely going to need to shop there. Like, let's be honest, there's not that many baby shops.
No.
In Adelaide. So, like, let's say you get it for baby bunting, and the person can decide if they either still want the stuff that they have on their registry or need the stuff that you, I guess, have assumed that they haven't thought of.
Exactly.
That's my thoughts on the matter. I don't know. What have
I actually got the Christmas music right this week.
Love it. No fire burning. Love it.
There is a fire in the picture, but you can't hear it.
You can't see it.
No. Well, it's radio, so if you could see it, then it would be television.
Although, if you do want to see it, head to our socials and follow us because we post a lot on our socials and we are good looking. I wonder if there's anyone that actually listens to our podcast that doesn't know what we look like.
Nah.
That's a weird thought.
Well, we've got a picture on the podcast.
Yeah, but they don't know even which one is which. If you don't know what we look like, go to our social media and drop a comment on whether you actually think we're attractive or not. Because
Well,
that could be super
I look
humbling.
different every 6 months, so people probably find it hard to keep
You're
track.
pregnant. No one's going to comment on you. People are going to come for me and Aaron.
Yeah.
Anyway, Christmas. Okay? If you're not already getting the gist, the vibe of the music, we're talking Christmas and we're talking KKs specifically. Now, we do KKs for our family and often we do KKs, actually, changing it up this year. We do an annual Friends Mess on Christmas Eve. Oh, I don't know what's happening there. We do an annual Friends Mess on Christmas Eve where all of our friends get together Christmas Eve on the 24th and we have a big, beautiful dinner together and we usually do KK, except this year we're changing it up. We're doing, I think it's Bad Santa, which I've never done. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
But concept KK, right? We do it for our family. What I want to talk about here is if people don't do their KK wish list. Now, we specifically use a website built for this purpose. You get told, it's computer generated who you get as your KK. None of this pull a name out of a hat bullshit.
No, it's all very fandangled.
We are automated, right? Making that happen. None of that. What we're actually doing is we get it computer generated, you get your name, and then you get asked to put a wish list so the person that you're buying for or the person you're buying that's buying for you knows what you want. There's you can't get it wrong. It's simple. My question is, if someone doesn't add wishes to their wish list by a certain time frame, let's say by 2 weeks out from Christmas, do you wait for their wish list and push it closer and closer to Christmas and just hope they update it by the 24th? Or is it sorry, you had your chance, we pulled names weeks ago, you're going to get what you're given?
I think you can wait. I don't understand what the big deal is. Sometimes people are busy and they don't update it or they don't know what they want. And, okay, I would reverse it though. It's more like, okay, if you update it at the last minute and I can't get what you want, then you get something that you give it.
I think that is like so unfair of you to think that way. Like the idea that you're like, I will just wait until I think of what I want and that person will get it then. What if that sorry, I'm going to speak on my from personal experience. First of all, I'm hosting Christmas Day, right?
Yeah.
So I have the added of
what are you going to do? Buy the cheese now?
Of getting my house ready for guests. First of all,
what
I
are
don't
you
have
doing?
time.
Painting
Listen,
the walls?
You're not letting me speak. Settle down, right?
You settle.
I have a house to prepare, right? And obviously, like, food to prepare. Yes, everyone contributes, but, like, as the host, you have the most responsibility because you have to get a house ready, number one. Number two, we also have Christmas Eve. Now, I'm not hosting Christmas Eve this year, even though it is my tradition that I started. As a friendship group, we share it, which is great, but we all still contribute and bring food. So there's that to prepare for. Not to mention the fact that 7 years ago, I thought it was a good idea to get married 3 days before Christmas.
Yeah, I know. You thought it was amazing.
So my wedding anniversary is on the 22nd of December. Actually, I'm going to take that back. It was a great idea because there's nothing like when every year it's my wedding anniversary and we're on holidays. We don't have work to contend with. We don't have to go out for dinner on a weeknight because it's 3 days before Christmas and everyone's on holidays.
Yeah.
It's great. Yeah. Actually, I take that back. It wasn't a bad idea. I have a busy week Christmas week, okay? So if you think that it's okay to leave it till like 4 or 5 days before Christmas to drop your wish in there and that I'm going to buy that, I'm going to go to the effort of buying that for you, you are sadly mistaken.
Look, I don't think 4 or 5 days, but I think like 2 weeks is a fair cut.
That's what I said though. If by the 2 week mark they haven't dropped a wish, is it fair to be like, you haven't made a wish?
Maybe like a week.
That's it. You're getting what you're given.
A week before. If you haven't dropped a wish in by the week before, like especially if you drop in a wish that it's something that needs to be ordered online where it's like, you're probably not going to get it in time because by the time I see it, by the time I order it, you don't know what's going to happen with the postal service. Like, I don't know.
Don't get into Australia Post.
Australia Post, they might be busy. You never know.
They are busy, yep.
So, yeah, I don't know. Look, but I think you are a little too anal about this, yes.
Okay, well, I disagree. I'd love to hear Aaron's opinion on this. So, Aaron, if you're listening, send us a message and tell us what you think. But no, I think if you have a KK list, get your shit together. So basically you're saying, because I haven't actually updated mine this year. So you're basically saying if I am currently your KK and I don't get my wish in like stat, you're just going to buy me whatever and I just have to put up with it. You've got 3 business days.
Go pour yourself another Bubbles. We'll be back after this.
Now, it's been a little while since we've done a tea time segment, but we thought with the week that it's been in the entertainment world, in Hollywood, if you will, what better time to do a tea time, right?
Than today.
Than today.
Than the present.
So first and foremost, there is a big character here in Adelaide at the moment. She touched down yesterday from my understanding.
Yes, she's basically a world leader.
The one and only Oprah Winfrey is in Adelaide.
Yeah, and I only knew that when I don't watch the news, but now that I'm at Mum and Dad's, they've always got it on, and so I saw her on TV, and I was like, I didn't even know Oprah was coming. She's
here. She's in Adelaide, right?
She's coming. She's here.
Did not know she was coming. Who had any idea? No idea. I did not know that she's...
We went and saw her the last time.
Yeah, right. We had tickets to go and see her the last time.
Motivational talks that she's doing now.
Yeah, and so she's doing an Australian tour, obviously, where she goes around to, I don't know if she's going to every state, but she does like speaking engagements, I guess, if you will. And she's in Adelaide at the moment doing one. And I thought, when did this happen? Who knew that Oprah was coming to Adelaide, touching down under? They asked her, actually, I saw in a segment on social media, they asked her what she was planning to do while she was here, and she said that her stylist is actually from Adelaide. Interesting. Good on you, whoever you are, for making it all the way to Oprah.
Oh, I didn't know she was from Adelaide.
Yes, her stylist is from Adelaide.
Okay.
Although the stylist was a bit like, yeah, it's been a long time since I've been back, like, you know, just a bit aloof. And they said, well, you know, what are you going to do while you're here? And she said, we're going to go to Waterfall Gully and go on a hike.
I have heard before that that's her thing to do in Adelaide. I don't know where I heard that before.
Hike?
To go to Waterfall Gully.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, that's her, like, favourite spot when she's here. I don't know where I heard it, but I did.
I've never been to Waterfall Gully.
Maybe I'm making it up. Maybe I dreamed it. I don't know. Look, you've never been to Waterfall Gully?
Where is it?
What? It's Waterfall Gully. Is it Waterfall Gully?
Is it a suburb or a hike?
You can there's like a restaurant there and like a waterfall, and then you can do a hike as well.
Never been.
Right. Okay. Well, that's sad. You've lived in Adelaide all your life and you haven't even been to our waterfalls.
So here I am, just judging them for their choice on their trip down to Adelaide, and apparently it's beautiful, and I haven't been.
Right. So we'll have to put that on your list. Well, did you know that I saw flashed up on social media this morning that they have temporarily decided to rename the O Barn to the Oprah Barn?
What?
In honour of her being here. I think that was the Tizer that said that.
That is just. We need to talk to our mate Pete Malinauskas about that one. That seems like a bit.
Yeah.
That seems like a bit of a stretch. But anyway, okay. Not only that, that's not all that's happening in the entertainment world. Kim Kardashian, on the most recent episode of the Kardashians, has detailed a personal betrayal that her ex-husband Kanye West accused her in front of a room full of people of faking her 2016 Paris robbery for her TV show.
Right, so I don't actually know anything about this, so I'm confused.
Okay, how do you not know that Kim Kardashian was robbed at gunpoint in 2016 in Paris? How do you not know that?
I've never heard this information in my life.
You are lying.
I swear to God.
You are lying. There is no way that you do not know this.
She got robbed at gunpoint in Paris.
Yes.
Where in Paris?
She was in, I guess, like it's a hotel, but it was a boutique hotel.
Okay.
And she was there with some of her sisters. So there was Kendall, because they were there for Paris Fashion Week. Kendall, Jenner, and Courtney were with her.
Okay.
And I guess some friends and some of her team. And what had happened, they had been to a Paris show during Fashion Week, and they had all come back to this hotel that they stayed in, which, like I said, was a boutique hotel. So I believe it was quite small. And her sisters, Kendall and Courtney, and a few of their friends had gone out for the night. They had decided to kick on and continue partying, but Kim didn't want to, so she went back to the hotel and was getting ready for bed. You need to watch the episode because they didn't have cameras with her when this happened.
Right.
The cameras were in Paris at the time, so as soon as it happened, obviously, the cameras got called and kind of documented what the series of events. But yeah, basically, people dressed as police officers came into the concierge of the hotel, and there was only one person at concierge. They held that person at gunpoint, tied them up, and then made them lead them to Kim Kardashian's room. They kept saying, take us to the rapper's wife, take us to the rapper's wife. They were speaking French. And, broke into her room. At first, she thought it was Kendall and Courtney getting back intoxicated. She said, I thought they were making a lot of noise, and I thought the girls, she was in bed. She's I thought the girls were coming home and they were drunk. She's and then I heard heavy footsteps coming up the stairs, and they came into her room. I believe they tied her up, her hands and her feet, and they had a gun to her head, and she said she was this is how it ends, this is it, she said I just kept pleading with them please don't kill me, I have children. I don't know why I'm telling you this whole story.
This is very this is quite detailed. The fact that you
watch
know
the episode,
how this all
everyone
goes.
is tuned out by this.
All right, so the point is why is he accusing her of faking this?
I don't know why he's accusing her of faking it, but the reason this has come out is because
oh my God, a black van has just pulled up outside the studio. Maybe they're coming for us.
No, I don't think there's an Asian woman driving it. I don't think that she's come to rob us.
Okay.
But they've just gone to trial for it, and she's basically saying that this is validated. In the episode, they've gone to trial for it. This has validated the fact that it wasn't a lie. She was accused on many media platforms of it being a lie as well. A lot of media personalities said that they faked it for a TV show.
They've proven her, as in she's... telling the truth.
They caught the people that did it, or some of the people, and those people have, I believe some of them have pled guilty and explained the situation, and so it's basically validated the fact that it wasn't a lie. And so, I wanted to ask, I don't know, what would you do if your husband was no, you're lying about something super traumatic that happened to you? It's not divorce? I mean, they ended up getting divorced, but not when this happened. This happened in 2016. They didn't separate until, I think, 2021.
But has he accused her of lying while... after, now that they're divorced?
I don't know.
I don't think he accused her while they were married, did he?
I don't know. I think
if it was while you were married, you'd be why have you been married to this person for? Do you know what I mean?
Obviously their marriage fell apart at some point in this time, so maybe it was while they were married and it contributed to it, but I don't know. That's a big accusation to make against your wife.
Yeah, but I feel like the two of them just make whatever accusations they can to throw shade at each other at this point. I feel like everything's fair game with them two, so how can you trust it?
I don't know, but let's finish on the note of marriage. Miley Cyrus is now engaged again. So big...
how many times has she been engaged?
This is her second engagement. She's already been married once and she's 33.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah, so
sometimes.
Congratulations, she's doing it young. Congratulations, Miley. Flowers for your engagement. So there you have it. Tea time for this week and apparently a story about the Kardashians. Top up your cup. We'll be back after this break.
It's time for Am I the Arsehole? Okay, this one, I don't know what you're going to think about this one. You could go either way, so I'm not sure.
Okay.
Am I the arsehole?
I'm solo. Like, it feels like a lot of responsibility deciding if this person is the arsehole on my own.
Look, the weight of the world is now on your shoulders. So, yes, you should feel that pressure.
I do.
All right. Am I the arsehole for showing up to my nephew's birthday without the Spider-Man cupcakes I promised?
Okay.
My nephew Sam just turned 10, and I love that kid like he's my own. Mm-hmm. My brother, who I don't have the best relationship with, asked me to bake Spider-Man cupcakes for the party, and I said yes. Mm-hmm. Then I got laid off of work. I spiraled a bit, and I didn't bake. I felt bad, so I rushed around to 2 stores by bus and grabbed whatever cupcakes I could find. I showed up, apologised, and owned it, but my brother lost it and told me I shouldn't have even come and that the cupcakes were the only reason I was invited. My mum backed him too. Yeah, I messed it up, but I tried to fix it. Was showing up with store-bought cupcakes really that bad?
Yeah, no, sorry, you're an asshole. Sorry, okay, because get your, victim mentality. You're in this but I had a really rough time. No, you were asked to do something before that rough time began.
Yeah.
Right? If you had been asked during said rough time.
Yes.
Your response should have been, I don't know if I'm in the place to be able to do that. Is it okay if I don't go to the effort of making them? I just pick something up and, discuss that then. You said yes, you agreed to something for a kid whose name is Sam, which we need to talk about because I don't know how I feel about the name Sam or Samuel.
Offensive to anyone listening much.
Right? Besides the point, though, the point is that get out of your victim bullshit. You made a promise to a child. How old was the kid?
10.
He needs to toughen up. You made a promise to the kid to make the cupcakes, and then you came up with all these excuses. Okay, flowers for the fact that you apologise and owned it. I think that's good. If you had been like, oh, you need to get over it. No, absolutely not. But at the end of the day, you did make a promise to the kid. You follow through on the promise.
Yeah. Look, I agree that obviously the brother, took it too far with the, cupcakes was the only reason you were invited.
That's unnecessary.
That's a little unnecessary.
I feel like if you're only inviting someone so they bring things, you should rethink your guest list.
Yes, definitely. And I don't like this saying at the best of times, but I feel like best of size, best of times, but I feel like it rings true here. It's not like somebody died. Do you know what I mean? It's like, and I'm being sensitive to that because genuinely, if there's something that's traumatic that went on and you were like, I just didn't get to, and someone said something, I'd be like, well, tell them to go get screwed.
Yeah.
Yes, you got laid off and that is difficult, but I don't know. I feel like it's an adversity that you could still bake cupcakes for. Personally, maybe that's subjective. I don't know.
100%.
This is why I'm terrible at. This is why I don't give advice. I can see all signs.
Yeah, Deanna's here trying to give advice. No, you're not solicited.
Sagittarius and Gemini.
Unsolicited. You don't have your doctorate in advice. No. This actually wasn't a shit advice. So actually, it was an am I the arsehole?
It is an am I the arsehole. So you agree that she is the arsehole?
Yeah, I agree that she's the arsehole because I think. In this situation, you tried to play the victim card when you already agreed to something. I think if you knew you couldn't fulfill the promise,
you should have said something.
Yeah, let's be an adult here,
Put your big girl panties on.
But also the 10-year-old does need to maybe toughen up a little bit. We'll talk about that off air.
I'm going to agree with you there. I think she's the arsehole,
Well,
Celeste.
there you go. There you have it.
I think that Aaron would have been like, you're lucky you even got store-bought cupcakes.
Well, Aaron would be like, you're lucky I'm even coming to the birthday because if you're not serving alcohol, I'm not going to be there.
Yeah, that's basically it. All right. Well, thanks so much for listening in to our episode. I hope you enjoyed just the two brunettes having a riff here today. I'm sure you'll be pleased.
Sister duo.
Yes, to know that our gay will be back next week for our final episode of the year.
Final episode of the year remains to be seen. We're discussing.
Yeah, no, we feel like we want to do another one. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We're full of surprises, really. We kind of just wing it sometimes.
Sometimes we do.
will definitely have to put in the next couple of next two, if there's two episodes, our annual Christmas spirits tasting, although I need some non-alcoholic spirits for this year, so that's going to be fun.
We've got so much to cover next week if this is our last show.
Our
Oh, my
Christmas
God, it's going to be
content.
such a good show. Getting into the Christmas spirits, New Year's resolutions.
Oh, yes.
Oh, my God, we have to listen back to our New Year's resolutions from last year and see if we stuck to them. Oh, my God.
Yes, there is. There's a lot to do next
Stress.
week. Okay. Well, if you have been listening live and you want to catch us on the podcast, we upload new episodes every single week, so just tune into your major podcasting platforms. And, of course, if you've been listening on the podcast and you want to listen live, 87.6 FM, Radio Italia Uno, Saturdays at 11 a.m. And if you haven't already, head to Instagram or TikTok and give us a like or a follow, because it really helps us out.
Now have a fabulous week, and we'll see you next Saturday. Hey everyone, it's Deanna, Celeste, and Aaron here, or as you know us, your two brunettes and a gay.
Join the weekend happy hour at a new day and time every Saturday at 11 a.m.
So pour your mimosa for the most fabulous bottomless brunch in town.
Only on Saturdays at 87.6 FM, Radio Italia Uno.